Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to complete the practice using the complementary um, colors. So you're going to notice that up here we have value scales. There are 6 boxes. We are going to go ahead and split them into 3 and 3, 3 and 3. Over here we're going to write down the complementary sets. So we're going to be using one color of the set in the background and then one for the actual cube. So over here we're going to do background, and then this one's going to be for the actual cube. We know that complementary colors, when mixed together, they are going to create a neutral gray, and the reason is they are made up of warm colors and then cool colors. So at the very top, this is going to be the warm color set. The first warm color that we know of is red, then orange, then yellow. And then in order to neutralize the warm, we pair it with the cool color that is across from it on the color wheel. For red it is green, for orange it is blue, and for yellow it is purple. Okay? And so these right here are going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and so just to give us all the same kind of background, it'll be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And it's going to be the same for each of these. Okay, for this one, first color background is going to be red. This one's going to be green. This one is orange, blue, and then it's going to go yellow and purple, also known as violet. Okay, and we are going to use our color pencils to kind of tackle these. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my red first, and then because this is a value scale, I'm going to I know that if I'm looking at the background, okay, number 3 has to be the darkest. So I'm actually going to start right here, super dark, and I'm going in opposite directions so that it's nice and vivid. Then this one is going to be mid-tone, so not as dark but not super light. And then this last one is going to be the lightest color we have. And then over here we're going to do the same. Number 3 is going to be the darkest. And so I'm putting a lot of pressure behind my hand. And I'm going in 2 different directions to just kind of make an even blend of the color. So right here, just releasing the pressure. There it is. And then we're going to start applying them. So I know that number 1 over here, that is red, is going to be the lightest. I know that number 2 right here is going to be a mid-tone. Number 3 is going to be the darkest. I'm going to start with number 3. That way I can make it the darkest I possibly can. And then the rest of this is going to be just a little bit darker than that portion right there. Okay. Just like that. And just like that. Now, from here, if this is going to be the darkest value, then all I need to do for the rest of this is release the pressure. So over here, I don't have to fully release all the pressure. But just like that. Just like that. This extra, right, if you don't like it, you can go ahead and erase it. But I'm just going to leave it. I am going to clean up this portion here. And these portions there. Then if you wanted to clean up these, you can. Okay. And then this background one is going to be even lighter. So just like that. Okay. And so now we have the background kind of done. I'm just going to kind of clean this up a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and start tackling the inside. So I know that number 3 is going to be the darkest, so I'm going in with a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. Number 2 is the mid-tone, so I'm going to just go in. Okay. And then the top is going to be the lightest. And then we have this first box kind of done, and so we're going to go ahead and move on and start tackling these two over here. And so I'm going to do the same thing for the value scales for those colors. And I'm going to go ahead and start with the orange. This one's going to be the darkest always. I'm going to do the rest of these off screen. Okay, so kind of got that. I'm going to go ahead and do the blue. I know that number 3 is going to be the darkest. So darkest, and then as I go over here, I'm going to start to release the pressure. And then over here, release the pressure one more time. Okay, and then this one I would even do sideways, that way it's a lot more blended. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing over here. Yellow is going to be super dark. Then a mid-tone. Then super light. And then over here, super dark. Mid-tone. And then the lightest value. Okay, and so now we're going to start applying them here, but the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start writing them down. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we're going to start applying the colors. I know that I'm going to be using the orange for the background, so the darkest is going to be number 3. So I'm going to go ahead and start applying these off camera. Okay, so I went ahead and I applied the darkest value right here to number 3, then the mid-tone, and then the lightest to the background. And so now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with the blue. Number 3 is going to be the darkest. So usually not only do I put a lot of pressure, I also go into different directions to just make it as dark of whatever color I'm using as possible. So in this case, blue. So like this, and then I go and I clean it up by going the opposite direction. And that way it's like a nice even. And so then from here, I just kind of release the pressure a little bit. I'll do the same thing. So this time I'm going corner to corner. And then to just kind of clean up the edges there. And then I'm going to go horizontally. Okay, and then at the top, I'll just need to release. Okay, so just like that. And if you ever feel like these two are matching, then you just kind of darken one side of it. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to tackle the background. Now, because it's yellow, it's super light, I'm actually going to erase the number 3. And then I'm going to go in and start to color. Same thing with the second one. If I were just to apply the yellow on top of that, you'll be able to see it. And then it won't look as yellow. It'll come out a little bit more gray if it mixes with the pencil. So we want to avoid that as much as possible. Okay, just like that. And I know that it's kind of difficult to see with the yellow, but it just loses its vibrancy a little bit. So on this one, we're just going to go in. Go all the way over here. Okay, just like that. Perfect. And then we're going to go ahead and tackle the purple. Now number 3, because purple's so dark, I'm not going to erase the numbers this time. I only just do that with the color yellow because it's so light and so easy to basically like corrupt as a color, so like change it, that you have to get rid of anything that can kind of mess with its color range. Okay. Then for number 2, we're going to go ahead, do the same thing. We're just going to be releasing the pressure this time. So just like that. And like that. And then the very last one. Which is just like that. And so now we have all of the complementary color sets applied right next to each other, and you can see that they really do help create the kind of pop and emphasis into each of these little like practices. All right, well, thanks guys, I'll see you in the next one.